Sophie and the Magical Festival. Sophie was 8 years old, with golden curls that bounced in the wind and eyes as bright as the summer sky. She loved days like today when the sun was high and the air was warm. Sophie had a favorite spot, a small hill in her backyard, where she could lay down in the grass, stare up at the sky, and let her imagination run wild. Today was no different. Sophie lay on her back, staring at the clouds, watching them drift lazily by. Her mind was full of dreams. She loved fairy tales, stories of magic, adventure, and wishes. And sometimes, when she was in just the right mood, she imagined that a fairy tale might fall from the sky. She smiled to herself. What if, she whispered, just what if a fairy tale really did fall from the sky today? Sophie closed her eyes and let the breeze tickle her face. She could picture it perfectly in her mind. The fairy tale would be a shining golden book, glowing softly as it fell from the sky, landing gently right next to her. When she opened the pages, she would find a magical wish waiting just for her. She could wish for anything she wanted, anything her heart desired. But what would she wish for? Sophie thought for a moment. She loved playing with her friends, Ella, Noah, and Mia, every day after school. They would race through the meadows, share secrets in the woods, and have picnics by the lake. They always had so much fun. But Sophie wished she could do something extra special for them. Maybe, just maybe, if the fairy tale fell today, she could make that wish come true. What if, Sophie thought, her face lighting up with excitement. What if I could wish for a big celebration? A festival with lots of gifts, food, and fun for everyone? She could already imagine it. There would be colorful tents filled with sweet treats, games for everyone to play, and piles of presents for her friends. Everyone would laugh and smile, and it would be the most magical day ever. Her heart raced at the thought. I wish for a big festival, full of fun and presents for everyone. Sophie said aloud, almost as if she were speaking directly to the sky. She closed her eyes again and waited. For a few moments, nothing happened. The wind rustled through the trees, the birds chirped in the distance, and Sophie sighed, thinking that maybe, just maybe, her imagination had gotten the best of her. But then she heard something. It was faint at first, a soft fluttering sound in the air. Sophie opened her eyes just in time to see a tiny glimmer, a golden light coming from the sky. Her heart skipped a beat. Could it be? She whispered, holding her breath. The light grew brighter, and Sophie watched in awe as a golden book fluttered down from the sky, just as she had imagined. It shimmered and sparkled as it descended, its pages glowing softly like the stars. Sophie leapt to her feet, her eyes wide with excitement. The book landed gently on the grass beside her. Sophie gasped in amazement as she knelt down and picked it up. It was light as a feather, but warm to the touch, as if it were alive with magic. Opening the book, Sophie saw that the pages were blank at first. Then, slowly, words began to appear, shimmering in silver ink. The fairy tale has come true, the words read. Make your wish, little one. Choose wisely. Sophie's heart raced with excitement. She didn't hesitate. She knew exactly what she wanted. I wish for a big festival, Sophie said aloud. A celebration with gifts and games for all my friends. The words on the page glowed brighter, and suddenly, the ground beneath Sophie's feet seemed to pulse with energy. The wind picked up, swirling around her like a dance. Sophie gasped as the sky above her filled with sparkling ribbons of light. The festival was beginning. She looked around and saw that the world was changing before her eyes. Bright, colorful tents appeared, their banners fluttering in the wind. Tables filled with delicious food and sparkling drinks appeared in the blink of an eye, piles of cupcakes, bowls of fruit, and golden lemonade that sparkled in the sunlight. Sophie couldn't believe her eyes. The meadow was transformed into a magical celebration, just like she had imagined. The air was filled with the sound of music, and Sophie could already hear the laughter of her friends in the distance. Her heart soared with happiness. It's real, she whispered. It really came true. Sophie ran toward the sound of her friends' voices. She spotted Ella first, standing by a tent filled with colorful balloons. Mia and Noah were playing a game by a sparkling fountain. Their faces lit up when they saw her. Sophie, look at this place, Noah shouted, his eyes wide with wonder. It's like a dream. I know. Sophie grinned. It's the festival. The fairy tale came true. Mia grabbed Sophie's hand, her face glowing with excitement. What's inside the tents? What's all this food? Sophie led her friends to the nearest tent, where platters of cupcakes and cookies piled high. The air smelled sweet and fresh, and the soft music playing in the background made it feel like a real party. But Sophie had something else in mind. There's more, she said, her eyes twinkling with excitement. I have presents for each of you. Sophie ran to the large table in the center of the meadow, where she had carefully set aside a bunch of gifts. There were small, colorful boxes wrapped with shiny ribbons, each one carefully chosen for her friends. She handed the first gift to Ella. This is for you, Sophie said. Ella's eyes widened as she unwrapped the gift. Inside was a set of paints and brushes, along with a sketchbook. I thought you'd love this, Sophie said. You always make such beautiful drawings. Ella hugged Sophie tightly. Thank you, thank you. This is perfect. Next, Sophie handed a gift to Noah. It was a toy rocket ship, crafted out of wood, with little wings that could spin. Noah's face lit up. Wow, I've always wanted something like this. Thanks, Sophie. Mia received a soft, knitted scarf in her favorite color, purple. It's so cozy, Mia exclaimed, wrapping it around her neck. Thank you, Sophie. Sophie beamed, her heart full of joy. She had made the best wish in the world, because it wasn't just about the gifts. It was about seeing her friends happy, knowing that they all had something special. The festival was a huge success. Everyone danced, laughed, and played games. They ate cupcakes and cookies, shared stories, and ran around the meadow. The magic of the day filled Sophie's heart with happiness, and she knew that this would be a memory she would treasure forever. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the sky, Sophie looked around at her friends, who were sitting together, watching the stars begin to twinkle above. Thank you for making this day so special, Mia said, leaning against Sophie. Sophie smiled. It wasn't me. It was the magic of the fairy tale, she said softly, and the magic of friendship. As they all sat together, enjoying the peaceful evening, Sophie felt a warmth in her heart. The fairy tale had come true, but the best part of all was that she had shared it with the people she loved. And so, under the twinkling stars, the magical festival continued, full of laughter, love, and the joy of wishes coming true.